Yo, what's up? Jayson Gaddis here, back with another episode of the Relationship School podcast. And we are still very much in it in the world, and our regular scheduled programs, I'm moving back slightly so I can continue to give you relevant content. And I have so much to say, and I'm getting a lot of emails from you all and a lot of social media comments. People are really coming together in really cool ways right now. Amid the economy meltdown and the coronavirus, people losing their jobs, staying stuck at home. So today's shout out podcast is about fear, and I just wanted to give you a few tips on fear and maybe how I work with fear in my own life. All right. I always like to start, you guys know that I like to use myself as a guinea pig a lot, and also just I'm just trying to figure shit out over here. So we're going to dive into fear, and I'm going to use a personal example from my own life. Okay. All right. There's a lot I could say about fear. We have a whole class devoted to fear in the Deep Psychology of Intimate Relationships 9-month training. I'm not going to get that granular today. Today is just a few snippets from that class and just all the other stuff that I do when I work with someone who has fear. All right. Before we dive in, I just wanted to thank Vilmar for saying, this podcast has influenced my life in so many positive ways. I'm grateful. Thank you. And to Never a Shirker, feeling motivated and uplifted, says, great way to grow when you're required to hunker down. I highly recommend it. Yeah. Hopefully you guys are listening to this podcast and more, and learning when you're at home. Oh, by the way, thanks to everybody who participated in our free online launch of the Indestructible Partnerships course. We have hundreds of people join that course. Super cool. It's a 30-day course. And those of you who took the offer because you're on my email list or you saw the social media posts, I'm psyched that you are going to be in the course with me. I'm doing live calls. Should be fun. Okay. So the goal here is to help you communicate and work through conflict better during stressful times like these. All right. So thanks for those reviews. If you want to leave more, guys, you know where to do it. Flip up on your phone in Apple Podcasts and just boom, 5 stars. Leave a comment. It always helps me. I like to read them. And you help us keep going. All right. Okay. Fear, man. I keep forgetting. One more shout out to all our relationship coaches who are offering their free services right now up through April 31st. By the time you listen to this, maybe it's gone. Should come out this week, so it should be fine. I think most of them are full, or many of them are full. But if you just want even a one-off hour-long session to get grounded, these folks can help, okay? These guys are awesome. Yeah, so there's still time to hire one of these coaches. Go to relationshipschool.com/coaching, okay? Shout out to Bethany, Vicky, Melissa, Sasha, Megan, Levi, Matt, Tanya, Carrie, Karina, Leah, Steve, Gabrielle, Bryce, Yolande, Warren, Brendan, Leonora, Anna, Denise, Jennifer, Dagmar, and Julie. Thanks, guys. Woohoo! You guys rock. Now, one more thing. If you missed the course because you're not on my list, this is another incentive to get on my list, guys. Get on my email list and follow me on social, okay? Mostly Instagram and Facebook. If you missed the opportunity to take the course, or you're not, for whatever reason, can't do the free coaching, then you can join our free Facebook community, relationshipschool.com/community, okay? I'm going live in there a lot right now and doing some laser coaching, and there's a lot of good stuff happening there, okay? Right now, more than ever, folks, you need community. Get real with people, all right? Get supported, get challenged, and stay together, all right? Fear is just a natural part of the human experience, okay? It's part of our human scared animal, and it's never going to go away. You can never be fearless for the rest of your life. You can have moments of fearlessness. You can conquer your fear. You can feel empowered over your fear. You can work through fear. You can stay with fear. We can do a lot here, but sorry to say that the human animal, when it gets scared, its job is to protect you from whatever the threat is. So you want that thing to fire. The problem with a lot of us, though, some of us have an overfiring scared animal because we perceive threats all around us all the time, or we've created a situation that is actually unsafe. We're living in an abusive relationship or a hurtful or toxic relationship, and therefore we're kind of in this low-grade cortisol drip, as I say, too much, and that's actually not good for our health. So we do want to come out of fear. We want to learn how to relax. We want the parasympathetic side of the nervous system to fire so that we can just go, we can let down, we can digest our food better, we can have a high-functioning immune system, we can reproduce in a safe way, etc. But as you know, the more your sympathetic arousal goes on without a break, the more exhausted you get, and it's not good for you. So we are in unprecedented times right now, and a lot of us are aroused. A lot of us are, scared. And so the reason I'm recording this is to try to help you calm down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to validate your fear. It makes total fucking sense that you're scared, of course. Whether it's your loss of job, whether it's staying home, whether it's getting the coronavirus, a family member dying, a friend dying, you could die. That's all real, all right? We don't know how real it is. That it changes every day in terms of how threatening it really is to you living in your unique town, situation, home experience. But it is a very real threat that has made a significant impact on our culture, right? And as I said last time, we're in this together. That's the good news. But we have to keep our distance, and that creates other challenges, right? So anyway, your fear makes sense, of course. And how can you calm down? How can you just relax? How can you be a beacon for other people right now? Well, if you're scared, gossiping, looking at your phone all the time, scanning the news every 10 minutes, that's not really a beacon I want to hang around personally. I want to hang around people who are, yes, they're getting information as needed from reliable sources. They're finding out the facts they need to take care of their friends and family and themselves. But overall, they're anchors. They're strong, resilient beacons of hope and strength right now. Okay, so I want to invite you into that space. And if you can't get there, it's okay, because it's an opportunity for you to get close to someone else and get supported by someone else. A friend, ideally a partner, family member. And then if none of these are options, then certainly a professional, a coach, a therapist, someone like that, that can actually hold you during this difficult time, all right? I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about, energetically holding you through your journey called life. It's so key to have people who hold us, and ideally our partner does that for us. So you want a partner, by the way, quick flag here, plug for partnership. A secure partnership, remember, is a launching pad and a secure home base, a safe harbor, okay? Let's all just take a big breath as we're listening. If you're walking, if you're at home, just big breath, inhale. And exhale. Yeah. So the first step is, as I say to people, is just to notice that you are in fact afraid. This actually does a lot, because you can't really work with fear if you don't admit first that you're afraid. So just admit, however level, it could be a 1 out of 100 that you're afraid. Yeah, there's this little teeny nagging fear. Some of you who maybe you're, I don't know, fear it's not a thing for you. But for most of us, our scared animal is aroused a little bit right now. So just admit that. I am scared, okay? Just say that out loud right now. I am scared. Take a breath. I feel scared. Nice. Now you're going to want to take this and look at someone in your life, push pause on this podcast, look at the person you're listening this with, turn to them and say, I feel scared, honey, friend, person. Look them right in the eyeballs. Yeah, I'm scared. It's okay. I'm scared. It's good to make contact with that statement, meaning try to feel it as you say it. All right? And then the person receiving, they can do whatever they want. But I think what is important here is you just by noticing their reaction, you're going to get very valuable information. Do they shut you down? Do they tell you it's going to be okay? Do they reassure you? Do they come in and make you wrong, blame you for being scared right now? Do they roll their eyes? Or do they just be like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, fuck, it's intense out there. What do they do? Just notice, okay? Nice. Yeah. So we own it and we get in relationship to it, okay? So we're not dissociating from it. And then we get in relationship with another person and just be seen in it. Okay, being seen in your emotions or felt experience is very important in relationships. It's a bit of glue, all right, that keeps relationships really awesome and nourishing. If we can see each other in our experience and hold each other in our experience. Cool. Next is to notice what behaviors you do when you're afraid. All right, so here's my vignette. The other day, I got a little enrolled in the fear spiral, and I was scanning the headlines too much. I was on my phone too much. I was getting texts and information from friends who were inundating me with fearful sort of articles or articles that at least invoked some fear in me, and I was like, shit. And I, without really knowing it, I mobilized. And for, a day and a half, 2 days, I was in this state and I was working really hard during the day. At night, I was around my family, but in my mind, I was a little bit distant because I was thinking about all this stuff. And then I was exhausted and didn't have a ton of time to connect with my partner and crashed and, fortunately slept okay because some of us, this affects our sleep, right? But it took, just a little bit for my wife and I to realize that we started getting irritable around each other. And then at some point, there was more of a fight going on, disagreement or, triggers and getting activated by each other. Well, without the blow-by-blow and without my wife here to tell her side of the story, basically what happened was she let me know that my way of being wasn't working for her. And my way of being was a little edgy, a little irritable, and that's what it looks like. It's what fear looks like when I'm wearing it, and I'm not in contact with it, and I'm not slowing down and being in relationship with it, and then connecting with her around it. I'm sort of posturing over it, on top of it, and then mobilizing. I'm like, shit, I got to do a bunch of shit here, do a bunch of stuff to take care of things. And that's fine, that we all need to do that. We mobilize, okay? But when it comes to a partnership or your kids or people you're living with right now, your fear is going to be a repellent. You got to think of it like little porcupine quills extending outward. You're not fun to be around. You're not pleasant to be around. Okay, so you're repelling the people you care about most, even though you're maybe in your head you're trying to protect them or whatever, you're repelling, all right? So fear is both a repellent and an attractant, as I said on the Facebook Live the other day. So you want to notice that, okay? And you're just going to write down this simple statement. When I'm afraid, I fill in the blank. And then just whatever that blank is. I avoid, I blame, I gossip, I read the news, I try to get information, because here's what we do. To calm down our fear, we go into our head, because that's what happens in our fear. We leave our heart. We're now less relationally available. We go into our head to solve the problem, because that's where the frontal cortex comes online to try to figure out the problem. Okay, the amygdala is fired, the limbic system's fired in the brain, and now we're like, oh shit, where's the threat? What do I do to make this thing go away? Again, we can't really turn that off, but we can bring awareness to it, and we can say, I'm seeking relief from the news, which actually, in my case, was stoking the fire. By trying to get information, you're trying to calm down, but you're actually making it worse. So getting out in nature, for example, is a much better move than trying to read more information. Now, some people, information does calm them down, but guys, the way the news works is it's designed to get you to be afraid and to feel stress so that you buy things that relieve that stress. That's kind of how it works, it seems to me. So you want to not let this dominate you, and you want to be in the driver's seat still. Okay, so that means taking breaks. But first, you got to own what you actually do. Okay, it's just interesting experiment. I check out. I get on Facebook all the time. I exercise heavily. I overeat. I undereat. Whatever it is you do, right, when you're afraid, okay? It helps bring what is unconscious to the consciousness, to conscious awareness. And it gets us in touch with the truth of our experience, okay? Very, very helpful. Okay, I'm breathing. You're breathing. The last step, suggestion I have for you here today is now that you've admitted you're afraid and you have certain behaviors you do when afraid, and it's bringing you maybe more awareness, you want to get honest reflection and support from another person. So in my case, the reflection part is, honey, what's it like when I'm afraid? Well, I don't like being around you, type of thing, okay? Was the response. Not her exact quotes, but not her exact words. But that's kind of the general gist, What's it like? Does the person you're with, the partner or the family members, do they even notice you're afraid? Are they all stuck in fear too and no one's noticing anybody? So just see if you can ask for reflection from the closest person in your life. Hey, I feel afraid right now. What am I like to be around? That's the question. What am I like to be around when I'm afraid? Well, you're awesome because you solve problems. You're a pain in the ass because you are on your phone all the time. You might just, again, notice and take notes of the kind of response you get. You might ask 3 people, but certainly ask the closest person in your life, okay? Awesome. And then can you seek support from this person? Ideally, you can be supported by the closest person in your life. You can ask, hey, I need help. I'm in fear. I'm spinning out, and I need some help to ground and to stay in my body and to just set some boundaries here with the news and just breathe and trust myself and trust what's going on here. Can you help me with that? Okay, you can ask a close friend, a partner. If you don't have that on the menu, you can hire someone, one of our coaches, free right now, or paid soon after April 1st, or you can hire a therapist. You can hire a mentor, a guide, an acupuncture, somebody. Now, we could say body work, but we can't touch each other right now, right? So body workers, I feel for you there. You can't put your hands on someone, which is actually probably really needed. And maybe you can in certain areas of the world, because we all need to be touched. Touch is such an effective way to let down your nervous system, and body workers can help us with that. So that might be an option for you. Regardless, get support. And sometimes we might need a little challenge in there. We talk about challenge at the relationship school. Someone to say, dude, you are freaking out. Relax. Hey, look me in the eyes. Feel your feet on the ground. I'm here. It's going to be okay. Come here. That's kind of a supportive challenge, right? So we might ask for that. Sort of depends on what your state is right now. Okay, so being in contact with your fear, folks, allows you to not let it run you. Puts you in the driver's seat saying, yeah, fear. Okay, I got a scared animal in here that's kind of scared, but I'm in the driver's seat. I'm not going to let this scared animal run away and run the show. Because even if this virus thing wasn't going on, that's still happening in your relationships, right? Your closest relationship, your fear, your activation can run your mouth. It can make things worse. You can do and say stupid shit that then you have to deal with and repair later, right? Okay. All right, I want to make sure I got my notes here. I want to make sure that I covered what I wanted to cover. Yeah, so rather than seek relief through the news or media or your phone, I'm going to encourage you to learn how to seek relief from other human beings that are trustworthy, safe, resourcing people. It's so good. That's ideally what we get as children is the grown-ups calm us down when we're afraid, when we don't know how to calm ourselves down. So we can offer that to each other through Zoom, through FaceTime, Skype, these amazing virtual channels that we have, okay? All right. Finally, you guys, this is here, and it's here to stay, and it's an opportunity for all of us. As I said last time, I'm stacking up the upsides and the benefits as much as I can. How is this going to help humanity? How's this going to help me? How's this going to help my family? Continue to look for the upsides, all right? Okay, relationshipschool.com/community. If you want to join our free group and you missed our course, if you're in the course, psyched to see you in there. We'll be live soon in a couple days. And I wish you all the best. Stay well, stay healthy, stay connected. All right. Talk soon. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Relationship School fans and Smart Couple listeners, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, all right? Do us a favor, subscribe, share one of these videos with a friend, all right? We want to help the planet get their act together around relationships, and you are one of them, so thank you.